Wonder Woman, Flashpoint. It's been a while since I've added a Wonder Woman to the shelf. I was lucky enough to find this at Overstock. She only cost me $13. Flashpoint, as we talked about, is something that I liked a lot. I mean, it just worked for me when it happened. And so I don't really have too much else to go into on this. If you're at the point, if you're not on the live, then you're seeing this as a chapter. And so I will, of course, have it in the annotations that we talked about Flashpoint, and just that it really hit me at the right time on the Batman figure. And you can go up to the annotation and see that. But for right now, this figure alone, I loved the idea of a Wonder Woman that had to fully embrace the warrior side. I thought that was really cool. I often wondered in this what happened, because it seems like her mom, at least in what I saw in Flashpoint, and it's been a while since I've read it, it didn't seem like her mom was a thing. Like maybe her mom had died or something of that nature, because it didn't seem like that part was there. And if she was, I'm not remembering. But I do know the entire story where basically she got with Aquaman, and after she kind of messed around with Arthur, Mera found out, and then Mera was unhappy, and then Mera decided that she was going to show this Amazon that nobody takes her man, and that Amazon showed her that nobody raises their hands to an Amazon unless they are willing to go to the death, and that was the end of Mera. And then, even though it takes two to tango, and even though Arthur very blatantly created that situation, not saying that Wonder Woman, not saying Diana was innocent, saying that he didn't man up, he immediately made it like, oh, Diana did so wrong and blah, blah, blah. You kind of caused it. You were the one that was playing around when you knew what the consequences could be. And guess what? The consequences were bad for the entire Earth. Now, this figure, it was part of that Build-A-Figure wave to build a cyborg. I don't want skinny Superman. I wouldn't mind angry Aquaman. That would be my dream Flash, but he is way out of my price range now. And then her. So, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to get this cyborg. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I will, in all honesty, get over it. Since I'm not going to get him, whatever. I will be more than happy just to buy the other cyborg that's currently on the market, and I guess I'll just bag that head. That's fine. I'm not crying about it. I have an entire video talking about Build-A-Figures and how I'm not a big fan of them, and how I absolutely will not be doing Build-A-Figure things. This is not the channel where you will see me come in and say, hey, I got a whole wave. Let's talk about the whole... I cherry pick everything. It has to mean something to me or it's not going on the shelf. And of course, Wonder Woman does. Let's open her. Okay, let's see. She doesn't come with any extra hands or anything like that, which, in all honesty, I know some people are going to think that that's like a negative towards the character, where they go, oh, well, this character should have come with something. I'm of two minds about that. If that video is, if you're seeing this in the live, then this video is not up yet. But if it might already be up before I get to doing this in a chapter. So if so, there's going to be a video, or there already has been a video, depending on when you watch this, that specifically talks about 5 things you need to understand if you're getting into collecting. And one of those things that I specifically talk about is that your stuff will accumulate fast. I don't honestly always need 6 or 7 or 8 other hands to add to my continuously growing hand supply. Like, I don't need it, okay? Like, I can live every now and then with there only being this. I will say the movement on this seems different. Like, I'm noticing movement right here, but it doesn't feel exactly the same as all the other McFarlanes. It feels a little bit different, but not in a way that seems to be bad. The head is bad news. It moves, but like, well, okay. Well, the hair, it must just be the head. It probably just needs to be broke out a bit, because I didn't expect the hair to be like a rubber-esque material. That actually helps her a lot now that I've got her kind of moving. The cape is, of course, a rubber cape, and there's like this thing that kind of holds it off her back, so it kind of gets that movement. I kind of like this chain here. This was an awesome Wonder Woman. Like, it just was. This Wonder Woman was so cool, because we often don't get to see Diana as a warrior 100%. We know that she is dangerous. She's one of the most powerful things on literally the planet. She is incredibly strong and incredibly dangerous if she would ever choose to be. And here, she was at war. And it was not like superhero situation where she was like, hey, we're at war, and she's still being very much Diana. This was different. This was the warrior 100% with the heart removed, but in a way that storyline-wise kind of made sense. The circumstances of our lives will sometimes dictate the person that we are going to be. That's the way that it is. Certain circumstances and certain experiences that we go through make us the people that we are. And it's really cool to see that in a specific situation where she was pushed and she never got to develop the kind of person that we knew her as, she could have been something very, very different. And she was. And that was one of the coolest things about Flashpoint, was specifically that stuff. Now the legs, they are not like normal McFarlane legs. They're the 90 degrees. They stop right here. They don't go any further. Everything about her is a little bit different in terms of the other McFarlanes that we know. So she does have what feels like some limitation. Like, that doesn't necessarily get in her way, but it's not doing her any favors if I'm like trying to do, like, posing is going to be real tough with her, if not impossible, in all honesty. She's very much built for war, and she's very much being restricted by the stuff that she's got on. Luckily, in my circumstance, I don't need her to do too much other than stand on the Wonder Woman shelf. So, like, it doesn't necessarily bother me. But if you are looking for this figure to be like a standout, if you liked Flashpoint, she's really cool for being what she is. If, however, you want a really cool Wonder Woman from Flashpoint that has all the movement and articulation and desirable features that you would want from your Wonder Woman, I'll be perfectly honest, you won't find it here. She feels earlier in the line, like they were still kind of playing around with possibilities. Like for this Wonder Woman, they got rid of the ankle problems, but they kind of create a new problem. For this Wonder Woman, they added a change in the way that the wrists don't move at all. There's nothing here that does this. It doesn't up, it doesn't down, it doesn't left and right. There's no movement here. One could argue that in the armor there wouldn't be. So we're not going to hold it against it too much. They tried some things. Some of it works, some of it doesn't. But I've made this argument a couple of times, and I'll make it again. At a $20 price point, there are things that I am willing to forgive. And since all I really need her to do for my purpose, especially since I got mine for $12, I need her to go on the shelf and be Flashpoint Wonder Woman, she will do just that. And I will not be disappointed. But I will, in the back of my mind, keep an eye out for maybe, just maybe someday, they will do another one. And that one might well just be an absolute figure. We'll see. We never know. We never know exactly what the future holds.
I have spoken. Take what you will from it.